Welcome my people back to the channel. It's your boy again. It's me again. Here to talk about the team that I love, Chelsea of course. I know I've been late. The game was played on Sunday, but I had to get my thoughts together and come to the camera and face this. And yes, let's get going. So the match ended 3-1 in favor of Man City at Stamford Bridge. What a horror show I just witnessed. That was a disaster, catastrophic. So the game begins. We actually play well for about 15 minutes. We look like we are the team that could score fast, controlling the game, the better side. Then disaster strikes. The first goal, the Gundogan's goal. Well, credits. It's a nice finish. A Cruyff turn and into the bottom corner. But I think Mendy should have just gotten a little bit more to that. But I'll give them that goal. Then the second one, where was our midfield? Completely bypassed. Kovacic, who had a disaster of a game. Kante, I will not even begin about him. That was the worst I've seen him in a Chelsea shirt. The ball plays is being played to the left flank. De Bruyne nutmegs as P was making his 400th appearance for the club to Foden at the back post, 2-0 City, and we look like the game is done and dusted at that point. But you know what, at this point I'm thinking, yes, maybe we could still respond, it's not late. Then what happens? A free kick in favor of us, just past the halfway line. Everyone, except Kante, has gone to attack the free kick. The City defend it. Kante has a chance actually to bring it back to the box. But what does he do? Passes straight to De Bruyne. De Bruyne, one pass, Rhyme is one-on-one. I'm surprised how he didn't finish from there. Kante gets back in place. Rhyme strikes off the post. De Bruyne is there to finish. 3-0 City, game over. City have a couple of chances more. De Bruyne should have done better with this chance even before he scored. Gundogan had another chance. It could have been 6-0 to City at first half. In the first half. The second half, I'm expecting changes. Lampard does no changes. Uh, the same team comes again. Waits until around the 60 something minute to make a change. Gilmer for Kante, who was having a horrible game. Didn't really do much. Callum for ZH, who didn't also impress. He looked like he was unfit. Who else? And later Kai Havertz came for Kovacic. And then the City control basically the second half. They don't really, they are preserving energy for the derby. They don't look like they want more. Just toying with us with possession, controlling, making us look like fools at our own home. Then finally, out of nowhere, out of the blue, we score. Kai Havertz, nice cross for Callum, and then he scores to make it at least a consolation goal, 3-1 to Man City, to make the score flattering. Because honestly, that game wasn't a 3-1 game. That game should have been 6-0 to City. That by the way, that's the third time both of them have linked up to score. They are actually our best duo in terms of linking up goals. I remember the West Brom game, the Krasnodar one, and this one also. Both from the bench, and I'll give Lampard that one. At least they made an impact. So absolutely frustrating. If I could have made the review after the game, I could have been ranting. I could have been fuming. What was that? That was even worse than Arsenal. The same New Year, same shit from Chelsea again. That was disastrous. Can't believe I saw that. That didn't look like a team that wanted to respond from a run of poor results. Honestly, to the player ratings, Mendy, I don't know if he could have saved at least the first goal. but not really too much. There's nothing he could have done. There were nice finishes, to be fair. Uh, Chilwell had a disaster of a game. He was being roasted down the flank by the right winger. I believe it was Ryan Sterling, yeah. And I'll give him a Mendy. I'll give him a 4. Chilwell, I'll give him a 4. This poor game from him. Was too attack minded, didn't bother tracking back. That was shameful. Aspilicueta, the right back who was making his 400th appearance, absolutely roasted by Foden for pace. Looked off it from the word go. Poor game must be. 3, honestly. Thiago Silva 4. I think he could have closed down the second goal, but wasn't our worst defender, but still not his usual standards. I'll give him a 4, honestly. Zuma looked looked shaky even from the first minute when it was still goalless. Looked shaky on the ball, looked unaware, looked off it. A 4 from Zuma for Zuma. And to our midfielders who were absolutely the worst part of our team today. Kante, on his day, one of the best holding midfielders in the world, but today that was the worst I've seen Kante play. Passes were poor, tracking back he couldn't. He gave them the third goal basically, completely unaware. And I wanted to see him against a good pressing side like City, and you could see he's not really a natural DM. Kante really plays well with somebody close to him in a pivot, like the way he played at Leicester with Drinkwater. He's not really like sitting DM. At Chelsea with Matic when he won the title, this experiment of DM, I'm not sure. I'm not sure like Kante can really hold on as a DM, because his passing is not really the best. He doesn't stay in front of the defense and protect it. He likes to roam around, break up play, and bomb forward. Yeah, poor game from Kante. Honestly, I'm being generous by giving him a 2. It was that bad. Kovacic bypassed a passenger in the game all through. Looked totally off it, uninterested. A few dribbles, good pleasing on the eye, but zero final ball, zero forward passes. Poor from cover. 3. And then we've got Mason Mount. Was our best midfielder, but it was really our best out of a bad lot. I have to give him a 5. He was average today. Played better in the second half, but the game was done and dusted with. Have to give him a 5. Then to our attacker, ZH looked unfit, was trying his usual crossfield passes, his diagonal crosses, but really if you are crossing to Pulisic or Van, you just know they're not, it won't really bear results. Had trying to make things happen, but poor for his usual standards. Maybe he shouldn't have started this game at all. Give him a 4. Then we've got Pulisic on the left wing. 5 as our best attacker, but still poor, trying to take people on. Poor final passes, poor creativity in the final third. Just looked off it. 5 average. Then we've got the striker who was uh, Timo Werner. People are saying that if he's played as a number 9, we'll see Timo to show up. But really, it looks like he's just a player low in confidence, and it really didn't help. Yes, he didn't have the service, but still, if his game was summed up when he can't even take a corner properly. It just sums up how poor he is in confidence, and he needs to sit out the games surely. On merit, Giroud, Tammy deserve to play. Timo hasn't scored a goal in 12 bastard games. 12 games he hasn't found the net. Tammy has been scoring, Giroud has been scoring. Timo has to sit out surely. A 4. So the subs, Gilmer didn't really do much in the game. The game was gone. City pushed back 20 yards. So not really much to talk about him. Let's say a 5. Kai looked better. Obviously came up with the assist. I'll give him a 6. And then Callum was actually lively when he came on. Good close ball controls, and obviously got his goal. So I'll give him a 6. Frank Lampard, for the lineup, I don't think I can have too much complaints. It was actually the same lineup I went with, except for ZH, who came for instead of Callum. But his in-game management, I can't really fault him. Maybe the tactics, this cross and pray tactic is really having me gassed, and I'm not really enjoying watching Chelsea at the moment. Why can't we use the middle? When we attack through the middle, we look more dangerous. But that right now, Chelsea are just so predictable. It will be between our centre backs, then to the DM Kante, then sideways to the number 8 Mount, then to the winger ZH, then to the fullback, then he crosses, then it is intercepted, then over and over again. It's frustrating to watch. Why can't we use the middle? Why can't we attack through the middle? We are crossing to Timo and Pulisic, who are 5 foot something. If you want to cross, then use someone who's better at it. Use Giroud, who is better at headers. Since he made his debut in England, he has scored the most headed goals. Use him. It's common sense. If you're using Timo, use the ball over the top. Bruno Fernandes has 8 through balls. The whole of Chelsea team has four through balls. That's a midfielder against our whole team. We don't try through balls. We don't try to attack through the middle. We don't try combinations. You could see City, they actually had a plan, a tactic, the way they move the ball, combinations here and there, balls over the top. We on the ball looked just so clueless, and I don't know how it goes from here. I don't know how it goes for Frank. The pressure is on. For me, he has to find a way to turn things around. Actually, if he doesn't make top 4, I don't think Roman will keep him further. It's going to be so painful for Frank. Actually, Frank, the legend, the man who made 648 appearances for Chelsea, scoring 211 goals from midfield, and then the story will end so painfully. I don't know, but he can still turn it around. But first, some players don't deserve to play. Players like Timo, players like Kova, just try Billy, try fresh blood. Maybe use a different formation, a 4-2-3-1 with Kai as a number 10. Just try something. The definition of failure is just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I want to see Tammy being given a chance. Giroud, sit out Timo. He doesn't deserve to play at the moment. I'm not saying he's a finished player. I'm not saying he's not a quality player. But at the moment, based on merit, he doesn't deserve to start for Chelsea Football Club. That was shambolic. That was disastrous from Chelsea. Now we are 8th, 26 points, 7 points off the top. Just says the quality of the league if we are still 7 points off the top at the moment. We really need to chin up and style up. Off to, is it Morakambe? If the game will be played in the FA Cup, nobody really cares about it. Morakambe will even be gassed up. They'll be thinking they can get something out of Chelsea at the moment. The game to look forward to is against Fulham. I want to see improvements. I want to see a better Chelsea in that game. I want to see players with passion to play for the badge. You can have a bad game, but if you don't have the passion, the determination, the zeal is not there. I remember Chelsea, and when we had Frank, when we had Didier, Hazard, those players had the character, the passion to play for this football club. It has to change. Enough of this. If you have enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and yeah, help your brother to realize his dreams. Up the Chelsea.